Good afternoon, healthy people. Welcome, 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 replay viewers. This is a wonderful Wellness Wednesday, as I like to call it. I am Elmira, your relaxation coach, licensed massage therapist. So thanks for coming in. I'm actually in between massages here. So thank you for coming in. It's always nice to have you, nice to be here. And it's actually rainy here in Nashville today, and I don't mind the rain. The rain is fine with me because we have to have all kinds of seasons here, just as in our life. Every day cannot be sunny. Every day cannot be perfect. Every day can't have that rainbow. So like I said, let me introduce myself again. I'm Elmira, your relaxation coach and licensed massage therapist with Another Touch Massage Therapy here in Nashville. And we are doing the Self-Care Boss series. And today is about your need to grieve. And just as I was alluding to about the fact that every day cannot be sunny, as today here where I am is not sunny. Sometimes you need to grieve in taking care of yourself. And especially during this season, it's about to be Thanksgiving next week, and then Christmas comes. And that's not always a happy time for everyone, because maybe you lost someone. Like I know 2 years ago, actually, one of my uncles passed 2 days before Christmas. So, sometimes I think about his immediate family, his wife and my cousins, and what they're experiencing, because it does take time to grieve. And I kind of want to tell you a story that happened to me, because grieving doesn't always involve death. It could involve some tough situation in your life. And I know for me, I think this was 2007. I was still working my sales job at the DoubleTree Airport. I was living in Virginia at that time. And I get a call at work that my brother, this is my older brother, he's basically gone crazy. Like, he was drinking a whole lot. This has never happened. So this was like total surprise. He was drinking. He was making threats to my mom and all kinds of stuff. One of my uncles had to come down to the house to calm him down. Then he ends up in jail. So that's the phone call I got while I was at work. I could not handle it. I was like, what in the world is going on with Billy? I don't know what's happening. Never seen him drink like that, to the point where they had to take him to jail that day. And I was just like, what in the world? I couldn't even focus at work. I was so consumed, crying, depressed. And my cousin worked with me at the time, so I went in there and was like, I can't continue to work. It was just a tough situation. All I wanted to do was just go home and chill. So I got with my boss, told him what was going on with my brother, and he said, you can go home. And that's what I did. I needed to grieve. I just needed that moment to take it all in, the realization that this was happening to my brother, who nothing like this had occurred before. And then for me to get this call out of the sun, all of a sudden, that he was being sent to jail and he was making threats against my mom. I'm like, what in the world is happening? But I took that day and I went home and I just laid in the floor. Basically, I laid in the floor. I just kind of cried and just laid there for a while. And at the time, I was living with an ex-boyfriend, and he comes home. It's like, why are you home? What is going on? It's just, I needed to grieve in that moment. And there's like two important points I want you to take away from that story that I told you, how I took the time off of work that day. Because this was the morning time when I got that message. It was probably, I started my work day about 8, and it was about 10 o'clock I got that phone call and I needed to find out what was going on. I couldn't even focus anymore. So two important things when you're thinking about grieving the loss of anything, whether it's the loss of a situation, the loss of your job, the loss of your parent, the loss of a great idea that was going so well and then things went the opposite direction. Two things you want to remember. Take the time that you need. That's what I had to do. I had to take that day off. And once I had that day off just to kind of detox and take it all in and contact my family and see what was really going on with my brother, things were okay. Things were better. They were not perfect, but they were better. So you need to take the time that you need to grieve. And then number two, don't stay there. You can't stay in your grief because nobody wants to be around somebody who's always depressed, always crying. Who wants to be, tell me, do you want to be around people like that who are always in a funk? I had to get over that situation and understand that it's out of my control. If my brother wanted to get better and deal with his emotional issues, which he's still dealing with, mind you, and like I said, this was 2007, so it's been 8 years and things kind of spiraled and got worse after that. Been to jail multiple times, all of that, and it's all stemming from things he has not resolved from his childhood. They can catch up with you. But I did not stay there. I wasn't going to consume myself and be like, oh, I need to go see him and I got to take care of him. I said, this man is grown. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's capable of, and he's in control of his life. I'm just going to pray for him and help him and let him know that I am there. So those are the two important points you need to remember when you're taking care of yourself and being a self-care boss. Number one, take the time that you need, whether it's a day off, it could be 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years. I can't tell you what that time is. You know what that time frame is. And number two, don't stay there. You can't stay in the grief, because how are you taking care of yourself if you always stay in that one emotion and you never see anything positive, you never see anything uplifting? You cannot stay there. So all my self-care bosses, I want to thank you for coming in and chilling with me and listening to this story about grieving. So if you're grieving about something, take the time that you need, because nobody said what works for your friend is going to work for you. But don't stay there. Please don't stay there, because that's not being a self-care boss, and we need to be excellent self-care bosses. So that's all I have for today on this Wellness Wednesday. Feel free to check me out. I'm Elmira. You can find me on YouTube. I'm at Get Another Touch. You can also check me out online, and I love to connect with people in Nashville, especially www.anothertouchmassage.com. Hopefully you enjoyed this tip and you are a self-care boss, because I need some self-care bosses out there. Until next time, make it a relaxing day. Bye.